Want to hear a more diverse perspective on art? Tune in to Speaking of Art, the official podcast of Sharjah Art Foundation, featuring conversations with some of the most prominent artists and curators from Asia, Africa, and around the world. Listen to Speaking of Art wherever you get your podcasts.
Out at myjoyonline.com. Coming up is the final day of mass registration of voters. We tell you the measures in place to help those who miss out.
The dates for the mop-up exercise is on the 8th as well as the 9th of August 2020.
We've got details shortly, and with over 500,000 workers across the country grappling with income loss due to COVID-19, we tell you the story of a pupil teacher who's been living on only a quarter of what she used to receive.
And coming up in business, the national population census likely to be postponed to next year as current activities could affect the entire process in 2020. We have details in 15 minutes.
Also in this package, we hear from 80-year-old leper who's received help after her plight was highlighted in a Joy News documentary.
What you have done for me, they will be happy. And I really enjoyed for coming. The clothes I'm wearing, my mother didn't have. She was virtually naked before she died.
We've got more. Do stay for details. Thanks for your company. The details now. The mass registration of voters ends today, with the Electoral Commission asking qualified persons to register by 5 p.m. But what happens if you miss out on the exercise? The Commission says it will begin a 2-day mop-up exercise for such persons. This exercise has been scheduled for the weekend and will take place at the Commission's district offices across the country. Sylviano is acting head of public affairs at the EC.
The Commission is giving an opportunity to all eligible applicants who, for one reason or the other, could not register during the registration exercise to visit our district offices across the country so they can register.
The Electoral Commission is also fighting off claims that its officials in the Ketu South constituency are registering people for the Ghana card instead of the voter's ID card. The NDC's parliamentary candidate there, Ablajifa Gomashi, made the allegation in a 33-second video posted on her Facebook page. Madame Sylviano wants Ghanaians to disregard the contents of the video.
The Commission finds this statement by the aspiring member of Parliament unfortunate. Not only is her statement untrue, but it has a tendency of causing unnecessary tensions and disaffection for the Electoral Commission and its staff. The Commission urges the good people of Ghana to disregard the content of the video.
You heard this, Sylviano. She's acting head of public affairs at the EC, away from election-related matters. Now, if you live along the White Volta, you're being asked by the National Disaster Management Organization to be alert because the Bagri Dam will soon be spilled. My colleague Joseph Akablé joins me with more. What specifically does the Disaster Management Organization want residents to know?
The statement issued by NADMO makes the point that they urge such residents to move to higher grounds and safe havens with such in all affected communities, move to safer places. The following areas are likely to be directly affected by the spillage. Upper East, there is Boko West, Nabdam, Talensi, Pusiga, and in the northeast region, there is West Mampusi, Mamprugu, Magdori, and East Mampusi, and in the northern region, there is Kumbungu, Karaga, Tolon, and Savilugu, as well as the Savannah region, there is Daboya and Central Concha.
Joseph Akablé there with details. Now, with about 85,000 businesses in Ghana still closed due to the coronavirus pandemic, the Ghana Statistical Service says more than 500,000 workers have either lost their source of income or at least receive a pay cut. One of the affected workers, a teacher in a private school, has been home for 5 months without pay. Mami, not her real name, tells Joy News she's had to resort to teaching one of her pupils at home for a quarter of what she used to receive. Manuel Cranting has the rest of the story.
I'm here to see Mami. Mami is a trained teacher with a certificate in education. She was employed before COVID in a private junior high school. But with COVID and its attendance restrictions, she's had to stay at home. Ago.
Amen.
Hi. Right. So how's it going?
We are managing.
How long have you been home?
I've been home for like 5 months.
Without any sort of allowance or?
Not at all.
5 months without salary. How do you survive?
Well, I've survived so far on my savings, which got finished like 2 months ago. So I have this side job. A parent called me to come to her house to teach her kid, and I just started. So yeah.
What does it match up with
Not at
what
all.
you used to?
Nowhere near. It's like 1 out of 4.
Like a quarter.
Yes, yeah. Mommy was selling in the market, but for I think close to 6 months, she's been ill. Her leg has been swollen, seriously swollen, and we had to buy drugs for her every week. When I look at everything, I think it's God.
Manuel Cranting with that report. To some other stories now. When I die, I will tell my ancestors, especially my father and mother, about the nice house and cash you've showered on me. Their response will be, you've really enjoyed before coming. Those are the words of Dari Paul, the 80-year-old who lost all 10 fingers as a result of leprosy. Officials of the Wa branch of Fidelity Bank opened an account for her to keep the huge donations pouring in after Joy News' Hotline documentary by Seth Kwame Boateng. While our Upper West correspondent Rafiq Salam was at Motori to witness the event, here's his report.
The monetary donations made to the 80-year-old through Joy News and Seth Kwame Boateng is so colossal to be handed over to her living in an outlandish community like Motori. They then decided to open an account with the Wa branch of Fidelity Bank to enable her receive some monthly stipends. Wa branch manager of Fidelity Bank, Mawe Sani, spoke through an interpreter on what is required.
The idea is that every month, if we complete everything, your account is with you. We will also get an agent in this community, in your own community, that every month you can go for a particular amount to be specified later to you, that this is the amount on monthly basis you can go to the agent and take, so that you don't have to travel from here to work.
What you have done for me, they will be happy that I really enjoyed before coming. The clothes I'm wearing, my mother didn't have. She was virtually naked before she died.
Dari Paul ending that report by Rafiq Salam. Now, the Ghana Cocoa Board says it will summon licensed buying companies implicated in Joy News' Hotline documentary Missing Kilos. The investigative piece by Kwete Nate reveals how some of these companies are adjusting skills to shortchange cocoa farmers. Head of Public Relations at Cocoa Board, Fifi Poafo, says the meeting will inform the appropriate sanctions to prefer against the licensed buying companies.
Specifically with the people involved, management will meet with their representatives as in the license buying companies they deal with, and then the proper sanctions will be applied.
Live, brought to you by Toyota and Bedrock Insurance. Kintampo is a beautiful town with many tourist attractions, and it is the geographical center of Ghana and a transit point for travelers from southern and northern Ghana. This and many other reasons are enough to make Kintampo popular for all the good reasons. This is, however, not the case, as the town has over the years become famous for many road crashes that have killed hundreds. The chiefs and people there want this changed, and they are proposing dualization of the Kintampo Tamale Road. Fa Guakro is the chief of Trema Ankoma in the Kintampo North Municipality.
I would advise the government that, in fact, the road from Techiman to Boko or Paga, they should make it an international road to suit its status, because the loads that are coming here, the money that the government is getting from those coming to the port is not a small thing. And you know, so many toll boats on the road, they've been collecting money.
Want to hear a more diverse perspective on art? Tune in to Speaking of Art, the official podcast of Sharjah Art Foundation, featuring conversations with some of the most prominent artists and curators from Asia, Africa, and around the world. Listen to Speaking of Art wherever you get your podcasts.
What are they doing with that money? If this road was to be a double road, this accident would not have happened.
Nana Efa Guakro is Chief of Trema Ankoma in the Kintampo North Municipality. Now, we are just hearing that students of Indura Jakpa Senior High Technical School in Damungo in the West Gonja Municipality have gone on rampage, vandalizing school property in protest against the 1.5 meter social distancing arrangement in the ongoing WASI. Correspondent Isaac Nyonya joins us with details. What exactly happened, Isaac?
Yes, right after the exam yesterday, these students possibly planned and then moved onto campus in the night while masters were planning to go to bed, put the lighting system off, and then started vandalizing school properties. Most of the things, including the dining hall and the 6-unit classroom block that was just handed over to them, and then the administration block were all touched. Now, they escaped the campus movement. They saw police vehicles coming to see what was happening.
Isaac Nyonya is our correspondent in the...
Want to hear a more diverse perspective on art? Tune in to Speaking of Art, the official podcast of Sharjah Art Foundation, featuring conversations with some of the most prominent artists and curators from Asia, Africa, and around the world. Listen to Speaking of Art wherever you get your podcasts.